I think we're ready to go check out the single-player campaign of Homefront: The Revolution.
Hello and welcome to KAC. I'm Subin Kang. Today's top story. Preparations begin today for the much-anticipated Patriots' Day parade. This auspicious calendar event celebrates the contribution of the liaison officers who work tirelessly to bridge the gap between the emergency administration and the ordinary citizens. To ensure the safety of the citizens during the parade, Mayor Simpson has vowed to redouble anti-terrorist efforts and has allocated additional peacekeeper resources to tackle any and all criminal activity in the lead-up to the parade. Mayor Simpson has just released the following statement.
We all know only too well the threats we face daily here in Philadelphia. The bombings, the shootings, all orchestrated by Benjamin Walker's national network of terror. Rest assured, we will bring these criminals to justice.
Peacekeeper patrols keep our streets safe and secure for all citizens. Thanks to improved threat recognition systems in our drones, potential terrorists can be identified and neutralized.
That fucking guy. He calls us terrorists after what he's done?
He wouldn't be so confident if he knew.
All
Walker
right,
was
welcome
right
to
here
the
in Philly.
single-player portion.
Walker's really
My
gonna
name
stir
is
things
Will
up.
Powers, and
How
I
long
am
till he's
here
due?
back
5
with
minutes.
Stephen Rhodes from
One of those new
Deepsilver
drones that's
Dambuster
scanning.
Studio.
Are we ready?
How's it going?
I think so.
Good. Looking forward after a lot of
What's up,
co-op,
Matty Brady?
diving
How you doing,
into
what?
the single
3
player.
days
What you
with
just
us?
saw is
You're gonna meet Walker in person.
the
He's
intro
the whole reason I'm
cinematic
here.
to the game, just
He's inspired
establishing
all
where
of
you
us.
are in Philadelphia in
Brady, can you
2029.
pass me some gas?
So starting out right here, we're in a
guess Walker
we're in a
was
resistance
allegedly
safe house, just
watching
obviously using a lot of and building the resources that that we saw the players utilizing in the co-op campaign. So you can see that already that co-op kind of mirrors the narrative that we're telling in the single player story, right,
Yeah,
Stephen?
absolutely. Yeah, we always wanted to have the feel of both the single player and the multiplayer be about being part of a resistance, being a small guerrilla fighting force against the KPA. So it's mirrored in both the single player and the co-op.
I'm gonna cut you off here real quickly. What just happened? I was in my
So it was a raid.
I was in my safe house, and all of a sudden I'm tied to a chair with duct tape.
Yeah, that happened. Yeah, the KPA found your little workshop and raided it.
At least they give me a little welcome mat. There's a little welcome floor mat right next to me.
Yeah, well, there got to be some some comforts.
So very homely.
Thank you for
Yeah.
waiting so patiently. We can get started.
So we're gonna quiet down just for a second so you can hear
You
this
are gonna tell me
cinematic.
where I can find Benjamin Walker.
You're wasting your time here. The last thing I heard, Walker was down in Memphis.
So what's happening here is the KPA rated us. They're looking for the head of this resistance movement, Benjamin Walker. So after raiding our strong house, our safe house, they're taking us back for questioning. It looks like.
Yeah, they're interrogating your team to find out where Benjamin Walker is, because it's rumored that he's in Philadelphia at this point.
So that seems like a pretty harsh interrogation tactics right there.
Yeah, it's pretty harsh. I mean, they're not the most patient of people. This is the interrogator is one of our liaison officers, so he's actually an American who's working with the KPA.
And you're calling them collaborators, correct?
Yeah, the resistance refer to him as collaborators.
Is that a hammer he just took?
Yeah, that's a hammer. Yeah, he's not the most stable of men, this gen here.
Go so easy on you.
He's got a way with
All right.
words.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm glad that phone rang because oh, okay, well, and it looks like that's our good friend Benjamin Walker.
Yeah, well, they found him, all right.
Yeah.
Might not have been the way they wanted, but they found him.
Yeah.
And he's gonna bust out your character, Ethan Brady.
Perfect. Get some action once we're busted out of here. Oh, that is a hell of a time to run out of bullets.
Yeah. It's a shame because Ethan's just got to sit here and watch this.
Well, yeah,
watch this happen.
because I have one hand free, but I have one hand that's still duct taped to the chair.
Yeah. Throw that phone. Smartphone, the ultimate weapon.
There's a hammer and there's a knife, and I choose the cell phone.
Yeah.
Oh, that if you don't mind me saying it, I guess that hammer really nailed it there.
Oh. Well, that's just awful. I haven't seen some action in this scene.
Yeah. All right, so that is a hell of a start to the game.
Yeah, it starts on quite a dark graphic tone.
Yeah, so this really sets the premise of this world that we're living in. This is very dark, very gritty, very vibrant and dystopian world. This is not anywhere that you and I would want to find ourselves in.
No, definitely not. It's not somewhere that's a pleasant place to live. You know, America's been through a rough time in this sort of in our timeline, and things aren't great. And the KPA have come in and kind of made it worse for the people who live in America. Yeah. It's not a nice place to be.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, the Vice Motherboard story that went out earlier kind of starts to talk about a little bit of that lore. We'll do a deeper dive into that as sort of our campaign to launch continues in 5 weeks. I want to say it launches in about 5 weeks.
Yeah, it's 5 weeks, yeah.
So, but kind of one of the interesting questions that I find us thinking about a lot is when we look at this world, we want to think about if you were in this world, would you be a collaborator, or do you think you would be on the resistance side?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's obviously the resistance, because it's all about fighting for freedom and independence.
Yeah, I mean, no, you personally.
Oh, I'd definitely be a collaborator.
All right.
Collaborators have it a bit easier.
I'm jumping right into the gameplay here. He's given me the cell phone, which is my first item of inventory. You saw it in multiplayer in the co-op in resistance mode. But now we're seeing it in using single player. It's going to be sort of the same gameplay styles, where you're going to use that cell phone to tag targets, to really make it easier for you and your team. Walk me through the kind of the gameplay. Well, actually, we'll see it right here.
So yeah, so we use the phone in single player for a lot more than what you do in multiplayer. Like, it's your journal. It's got your tutorials.
So it has the tutorials there.
Yeah, it's got your missions.
So I can go into the map and see, okay, yeah, I'm going for the
Yep, so it's got your map built in. It's got
a waypoint there. So this is kind of our way of doing making the UI interactive and make sense within the world, correct?
Yeah, the phone is the gateway to everything in the world, all your objectives, all your information. It's kind of your way into the resistance, and they use it to communicate with you throughout the game.
Mm-hmm. Now, I love how Philadelphia has been built, and it's not a one-to-one representation of Philadelphia, but can you talk a little bit about how you guys at Dambuster decided to create the city with its landmarks and everything, and have it feel and look like Philadelphia? But I think the term that we've been using is familiar yet alien.
Yeah, because obviously the game's set in the year 2029, so it's quite a way forward in the future from Philadelphia today. So we wanted to have a lot of the landmarks and a lot of the recognizable features of Philadelphia, but we also realized that this is a different timeline, this is a different version of America, and things will have gone slightly differently. So we wanted to change things and shape things that suited the narrative style of the game, but still feeling like familiar if you know Philadelphia. So it's got a nice blend of new and fresh ideas and fresh designs, but it's also got some of the familiar from the actual city itself.
So, as opposed to the kind of the red zones or the fighting that was happening in the co-op version, I'm seeing these troops here. I'm going to circle back real quickly to show you. I'm seeing these troops here, but I'm not attacking them, and they're not attacking me. Can you just explain that real quickly? Because coming off of the co-op, some of the viewers there might be a little confused.
Yeah, so this is one of the Philadelphia's yellow zones. So this is where a large majority of the population of Americans live in this world, and they're heavily policed by the KPA. It's very much a police state. Like there's observation, surveillance, there's military patrols like we've seen, but you kind of, as a resistance member, you kind of blend into the crowd in these areas. You want to try and blend in and not stand out, and if you do that, you can work against the KPA without seeming like a direct threat, which gives you a lot of freedom to move around the area and to get where you need to go without being harassed constantly by enemy forces.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Now within this world, I'm seeing a lot of graffiti and tagging Can you talk a little bit about the inspiration behind that? Because in our own resistance bunker here in the studio, I mean, you can see the rise. A lot of these same graffitis. The resistance is coming one right there. A lot of these same graffitis have translated from in-game onto our set. But what was kind of the thought process behind why there's so much graffiti within the game itself?
Obviously, the Americans, the citizens of Philadelphia, aren't exactly thrilled about the Korean occupation, and so they use the graffiti as a way to express their frustrations, their anger, their.
They look pretty frustrated and angry. I'm going to give you that.
Yeah,
So-
they look pretty beat up, and that's the thing is like the KPA cracked down on everyone quite severely. So the graffiti is a way for them to express that frustration and to try and the resistance use it as a way to try and spread the word about their movement. It's like all about starting a revolution, getting people on board to back the resistance and fight against the KPA.
I guess it's really more. It's a really grassroots campaign, right? They're organizing and trying to rally the people.
Yeah,
behind their cause.
the resistance is a very, very small operation, and the whole point of Benjamin Walker coming to Philadelphia is to ignite that revolution that he hopes will spread across the country and help people fight for their freedom and their liberties, and that's kind of the whole sort of narrative thread of the storyline is to kickstart that revolution and to get people fighting against the KPA.
Okay. That makes sense. I'm going to try to figure out how to get up to it.
Do some climbing.
Yeah. And so what I'm doing now is I'm going to hack a KPA transceiver because I have this phone, but if you notice the phone itself, it's an Apex branded phone.
Yep.
Apex is the evil company in this game. They've sort of fused with the Korean government and become this corporate government sort of entity that owns this technology.
Yeah.
But so I'm using their technology, but in order to get into their network, I need to hack a transceiver to get my phone working.
Yeah, because the resistance have their own network, the Liberty 7, as you can see there, and they basically use the KPA's own technology to piggyback on their own signal and be able to hack into their communications and hack into their system so that they can find like safe houses, points of interest, collectibles. They use it to try and get one up on the KPA without them really knowing.
Perfect. So I'm hacked into this network with my phone now, so that I can, without their knowledge of it, access data that I wouldn't have otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Perfect. So now it looks like another raid, just like we saw at the beginning.
Yeah, the KPA love their raids.
Oh, so they're. Oh crap! I was helping out Benjamin Walker, and they took him out from underneath my nose.
Yep, they did. They found him, and now they're gonna take him away in that armed car.
Well, that's just rude. I mean, this
It is, isn't it? It's not particularly.
The game's
pleasant.
not starting out on a high note for me. I'm a little depressed. I got raided. They're.
Benjamin got raided.
Yeah, and this is the head of the resistance. Just got captured on my watch.
Yeah, his nickname is the Voice of Freedom, so that's kind of it shows how important he is to this movement.
Well, I mean, I don't need him. I just need his voice then, right?
Yeah, you just need his voice. So if you can find a way to get that without him, you'll be fine. Maybe record him on the phone or something.
We'll see how that works out. So now that I'm into the Liberty 7 network, which is sort of the underground radio, the guerrilla radio sort of version within the Apex network that I hacked, I'm going to take that. I'm going to get into a tunnel and meet up with the rest.
Yeah, now you're going to try and you're going to meet up with the Philadelphia resistance, because that's who Benjamin Walker was here to connect with. Obviously, that didn't happen quite as planned, so now you're going to make contact with them and hopefully get some help to rescue Benjamin Walker.
So what you're saying is that Benjamin Walker is not originally from Philadelphia. He's sort of a national figure, not just a regional one.
That's right. Yeah, he had a radio broadcast that he aired across the country.
Oh, so it really is pirate radio.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I think he's from Washington originally, and he's travelled across the country to get to Philadelphia, because if you're going to start a revolution in America, Philadelphia is the logical place to start it.
Well, what better place than the home of original American freedom?
Exactly.
I mean, you got the Liberty Bell, you got Independence Hall. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm with you on this narrative thread you're weaving.
Good.
All right, so I'm gonna take it that this graffiti here means safe house.
Yeah, so the resistance use certain symbols and certain marks to help each other find useful locations. Like also when you were climbing before, you'll notice that blue sort of cover.
So if the blue is sort of the color that identifies or signifies the resistance, is there a color for the KPA?
Well, they kind of own everything else.
So there's the well variable, let's say the metaphorical rainbow, the spectrum of colors.
Yeah, it's blue.
The
and everything else.
resistance owns blue.
Yeah.
Every other color in the spectrum is owned by the KPA.
They're a big fan of grey, red, and white.
Oh.
Which are the apex colors. They really like those colors.
I get it. Well, I'm gonna do my best to open my eyes here, and find my way into this stash house. So, all right.
You got a useful hint there.
Yeah, they got useful. Oh, there we go. I can break this crate open. Alternatively, I know they're around here somewhere. There's a brick.
Oh yeah.
So what I could do is I could also grab a brick and just throw it and break down those destructible environments.
Yep.
Those bricks actually come in handy later in the game because you can. There are a bunch of security cameras, correct?
Yep.
And you get uprising points when you're. It's basically you trying to win the hearts and minds of the people.
That's right.
Because when you're trying to cultivate this revolution, it starts, like you said, with a grassroots campaign.
Yep.
And winning the hearts and minds of the people to get them on your side.
Yeah, the resistance know that they can't win they can't win this war against the KPA without the support of the people.
Okay.
So they need to do everything they can to stir the hearts and minds of the population, like show them that the KPA can be fought, that they can be beaten, and that people are fighting for their freedoms. And that's kind of where that whole concept came from, of you sabotaging KPA technology, freeing civilians who've been persecuted.
Nice cue, freedom.
Yeah,
right
freedom,
when you said
yeah.
free. One cool thing that I like to note, that's a really cool part of this narrative. This isn't the first attempted uprising, is it?
No, it
in
isn't.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, there was a very famous battle which happened several years before the events of the game, the Battle of Philadelphia, where remnant members of the old U.S. Army tried to retake Philadelphia by force, but obviously that campaign wasn't successful, and the KPA destroyed the sort of rebel army forces.
And sort of one interesting note on that is that those battles took place in the outskirts of the city,
Yep.
and those outskirts are now the red zones,
Yep.
which are now off-limits shoot-on-sight districts. That's where a lot of the co-op gameplay is taking place.
That's right.
You're seeing that where it's shoot-on-sight, and those are the places where that failed uprising took place.
Yeah, they look very different to the yellow zone that we started in here. There's it's all ruined buildings, craters from detonations, destroyed assets. It's all very bleak and very
Oh,
damaged.
geez. First a hammer, now a baseball bat. But
These are from your guys as well.
yeah, there's blue on them. I thought there's resistance.
They're not that trusting of strangers.
Oh, kick a man while he's down, why don't you?
Fucking spy, fucking traitor, trying to sell us out to the Norks for a handful of rice, yeah? Let's teach him a lesson.
All right.
I'll go
So
first.
I mean, there's a reason why these guys are on sort of sentry duty in the subway. They're not the sort of brightest sparks in the resistance.
Oh, I see what you're saying. They're
I wouldn't count on it.
yeah, they don't look
think I'll
too
be seeing you again.
they look a little disheveled.
Just kicked you in the face.
Again, I'm just like it's over and over again. My character's taking quite a bit of punishment.
It's okay, because later on you get to
Lighter once
once you get settled in, you meet the resistance, you get to dish out a lot of punishment of your own.
Oh, perfect. Well, I look forward to teeing it up there. So as we're starting this this single-player campaign, you're seeing a lot of cutscenes. This is really establishing the narrative. So who is this character right here?
So this is one of our main characters in the game. This is Dana Moore.
Okay.
So
who is Dana?
well, Dana's a very complicated person. She's got quite a complicated past with both the KPA and certain collaborator elements within Philadelphia. She's had quite a rough time, which that sort of thing becomes like obvious later on in the campaign as you get to know her, but she's also not very trusting of strangers.
So she's about to torture me.
She is about to torture you.
Yeah.
Rumor has it she likes to start with nipples.
Yeah, she's I mean, I understand. I get that she's using a knife. I mean, she has a lot of piercing, so it makes sense why she's going with that tactic.
Who is it?
Just another spy.
So here you've got two other main characters.
Okay.
How do you know
This
he's
is
a spy?
Jack Parrish on the right,
Okay.
and Dr. Burnett
Dana, they're
in
dumb
the
as
middle.
shit.
So they're kind of established leadership within the Philadelphia Resistance.
Yeah, these are the three. These are the three characters who sort of run the Philadelphia branch of the Resistance.
Ethan Brady. I knew it. Walker's message said he was coming in with this guy.
And it's their difference in personalities
Yo,
that
if I
makes
could
them
ever find you
a
when
really
I need
interesting leadership group. Like the fact
You
that
only just joined
they all have very
Harvey's crew,
different
right?
views on how they should fight or if they should even fight. It makes them quite an interesting group of people.
I'm Jack Parrish, by the way. This is
So
Doc Sam Burnett.
I guess that's kind of a cool lead-in because the Resistance. These aren't ex-soldiers. These are people that I mean. You said doctor.
Yep.
He was a doctor before. I'm assuming before he joined up with the Resistance. Everyone kind of has their own occupation. That kind of narrative weaves its way into the co-op as well, because when you create your own co-op character, you get to choose and establish their own backstory, what they were before they became a Resistance fighter, whether they're a DJ or an accountant. But yeah, it's really important to note that these characters, they're not hardened. They're not Marines or anything.
No, yeah, they're not trained soldiers by any stretch of the imagination. They're all just people who lived here and lived in Philadelphia and who want to fight back and retake their city.
So do you find yourself identifying more with them because of that?
Yeah,
They're sort of like an everyman.
Yeah, they are like everyman, and the underdogs as well. Like you'll see when, I mean, we saw it in co-op, but you see it much more in single players. That the Resistance are really always outnumbered and outgunned and always on the back foot, and it's a game of survival and taking victories where they can rather than sort of having an open engagement with the KPA.
That's one of the things I really like about this game. Is that there are different tactics to take at every encounter. When you're going into an encounter, you're not going to run against them because you are underpowered against a vastly superior military force. So the correct approach to a situation or encounter might be to run away.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, running away is a totally viable tactic, and in some missions and in some situations, that's actually the goal of the Resistance, is to just get out of the way and get out of the area before the KPA can really bring the hammer down.
So the KPA, we saw the tanks, we saw the Wolverines, which is a nice cue. But they also have airships.
Yep.
We saw jets flying over at one point.
Yep.
I have a makeshift assault rifle held together with duct tape.
Yes, you do.
What chance do I really have here?
Well, I mean, that's where things like the Guerrilla Toolkit really come in handy, and that encompasses your hack devices, your improvised explosives, your incendiaries. Like, you can really use those and the environment itself to really sort of try and even the playing field. I mean, it's never truly even. The KPA always have those advantages, but you have tools within your arsenal to try and at least level that playing field and try and achieve some victories.
Okay, well that makes sense. These people, they don't like the KPA. I see nice little propaganda right there in the middle of the screen.
Yeah, they're not fans. They're not fans.
Yeah. So I mean, I get it.
And they've all got their own reasons to not like the KPA as well. Like, everyone's got their own kind of reason why they're not
Let's see what's happening in the news here. Gas prices skyrocket, and North Korea to launch next-gen satellites. That looks like a Goliath tank on the top. The metro system of Philadelphia. There's a lot going on here, so that's kind of the news cycle of what's happening in 2029 here.
Yeah, exactly. There's the Resistance have been operating in the city for quite a while, but they've always been a small operation, and Benjamin Walker coming here was kind of the ignition they needed to sort of really get things moving, and now obviously with him being captured, that throws a real spanner in the works.
There you go. Now try converting your pistol.
So I've just been given my first gun. So
yeah,
I'm gonna
convert it.
So basically, we're showcasing here how you can take one gun, one kind of loadout, and augment it on the fly between a pistol, and I just turned it. I took the grip and kind of the base of the weapon and turned it into an SMG, a submachine gun.
Yeah, it's not just attachments that you can modify the weapons in Homefront Revolution. You can actually change the guns. So each gun base can be 3 different guns once you purchase them.
Gotcha. So this can go from a pistol to an SMG to a pneumatic. That can change the grips, the sights, and the barrel. Add a silencer suppressor on this. And I can do all this on the fly, correct?
Yeah, you can do this. You can do this in the middle of combat if you're so inclined. You can do it whenever you want. You can do it as often as you want. And each gun conversion will remember which attachments it had on. So when you switch back, it will have those attachments as well.
Oh, perfect.
So yeah, it allows you to really adjust your strategy on the fly. If you want to go stealthy for one section and then change to be more aggressive and all-out assault, you can then change weapons and change conversions to suit that style of play.
I like how it's not one character that looks the same. Everyone in the Resistance has, you can tell they have a backstory.
Yeah, there's a lot of character to them. Like I mean, I guess it's to counteract the KPA, who are all faceless soldiers in this giant empire, this giant military. Everyone in the Resistance is an individual person with their own sort of history and backstory.
Now, Dan Buster, did you guys use yourselves, your family, your friends? You did face scanning to get these characters.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean the main cast are all modelled after the actors who voice the characters, and a lot of the Resistance fighters and just general civilians are modelled after developers at the studio, friends, family. Like, yeah, there's it's weird when I see the game being played because I just recognise so many people in the game from The Office.
that must be strange.
It is. It's really weird.
Because you're just like, no, I don't want to shoot Craig.
Yeah. Why is the level designer telling me to go and get things? This is strange.
That's really fun. Just having the game be one built and to include the people that actually made it happen. Yeah. It probably there's a nice sense of accomplishment there to not only see your name in the credits but actually see your face in the game.
Yeah, see yourself in the game. Yeah, it's cool. It's very, very cool.
So we're jumping into a mission here. This is gonna be the first mission where this is Elm Tree, which is a yellow zone or a red zone?
Red zone. This is the first red zone in the game.
Okay, perfect. So now I can sprint, now I can run around, and since it's a red zone, I'm gonna have my gun out because the second I'm spotted, I'm in open combat.
Yeah, this mission is you're going out into the field for the first time with Dana and a group of Resistance to sort of teach Ethan Brady the ropes of guerrilla fighting and to sort of start to make moves to find where Benjamin Walker is and to get him back.
No time to go around.
So there's a lot of scalability and a lot of verticality to this world that I'm playing in. How is the actual map designed? Is it built with that in mind, that you can always go up and reach a different vantage point? Or I mean, it's not. This isn't a linear shooter.
No, not by any means. I mean, the zone, each zone is its own large open world area, and then within that zone, like you said, there's full of buildings, and you can scale them, climb up them, get onto the roofs. You can even go under some of them. There's loads of tunnels and secret ways, and we really wanted players to be able to explore the environment and use it as a weapon. Because obviously this is your home, this is your territory, so we wanted you to be able to use that to your advantage to get an elevated position on a KPA, be able to spot them. And they've also, as we're going to see in a second, there's lots of Resistance improvised traps that are dotted around that you can use as and when you see fit in the world. To if you see a random KPA patrol, you can use one of the traps to ambush it, or you can just sneak past it and ignore it. It's totally at the player's discretion how they approach each of the sort of situations.
Okay. So I'm establishing an ambush here.
You are, yeah. There's your team's already in position.
Wait. Now.
Sorry, it's a little tense. I did. Oh, jeez. Oh my. All right, so
coming in. We don't have long.
So that ambush went pretty well.
There's an airship coming in.
Yeah, the KPA wants to.
All right, and I need to get out of here before I'm spotted. I only have 10 bullets left too. So that's not a great.
You should loot some of those bodies before you left.
Fine. I tried to run away, but if I need, I do need ammo. All right. Oh, secret drones.
Yeah. So those drones, They're usually accompanying KPA patrols, and what they do is if they detect threats, like
oh, nailed him with a Molotov. That's flying fire. That's amazing.
they'll call the airship.
All right. So
we'll
we're
then bring down more reinforcements.
Come on. There we go. Give me some There we go. Come on, reload.
See, there's an airship there. You can see it just there coming in.
Oh yeah, that's so good.
Coming
yeah,
to get you.
I'm getting the heck out of here ASAP. Give me some stuff. Health kits, chems stuff. All right. Woo.
So this is what we're talking about when the resistance have to. They can't directly engage.
They
have to hit and run. I was taunting it.
No, I'm kidding. Well, it's an airship. I don't know if I shoot it, it's just gonna. It's not like gonna leak helium or something.
It's gonna come and get you. You're gonna turn around. It's gonna be behind you, honking its horn.
Flapping in the breeze here. Where are you guys?
All right.
We hit trouble. Be better if we split up. Everyone head for a transceiver. With luck, some of us will find a way through.
So that went pretty well. I ambushed. I took out a vehicle. I taunted an airship, and it honked its horn at me.
It did, and then lots more KPA came.
Yeah.
Got away.
So I'm doing an all right job. So it looks like.
So this is a bike stash. This is gives you lots of equipment, lots of supplies, but also gives you a bike.
So these stashes, are these dotted around the city? How is this determined?
Yeah, they're dotted around the city. Not all of them are bike stashes. Some of them are just weapon stashes or weapon lockers or safe houses. But you find them by.
Oh, they found me. Oh god.
Oh yeah, they found you.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
You find them by hacking the KPA network, like you did in the first area.
Come on.
You gonna make the ramp?
Oh, I made it. Oh, there's a vehicle.
So yeah, the KPA are in force in these areas. There's a lot of them.
Harsh, what's the situation?
Oh man, I made the jump. Oh, no, I didn't make the jump. All right. So now these patrols that I'm seeing, if I play this mission again, is it going to be the same? Or?
No, the enemy spawnings are emergent. They're randomly generated.
Okay. So that's really cool. So if and when I die in this mission, and I replay it, it's not gonna be the same thing twice.
No, it's not. And as you wander around the area, finding secrets and collecting things, and just generally just playing around and fighting the KPA, you'll come across different KPA in different locations with different setups and different groups.
No. Yep.
That warehouse contains a KPA transceiver.
You can break those.
Acquiring access to it may grant us intel about the nearby stronghold.
I just
and other
don't
KPA
trust that there's not
going to
be someone around every corner here. All right, looks like I'm good. So I'm hacking this transceiver here. Breaking into. So this is how I really establish myself in each of the zones, by getting onto their network. Correct?
Yeah, this gives you the information you need to then successfully complete objectives in the zone. It gives you the information that you need.
What's going on?
All right, perfect. So now I can see the map. I can see where my stuff is, and this is the map of the red zone that I just unlocked. But yeah, that's going to be our sneak peek at the first ever public viewing of this single-player opening for Homefront: The Revolution's campaign. Like we said before, about 30 hours of single-player campaign content that you can look forward to, as well as the Resistance mode, that co-op mode that we've been showcasing throughout the day. We're going to wrap up here on the single-player and sync back up to make sure that you guys are tuned in for the finale of today's tournament and the results of that Twitter vote.
It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, thank you so much, Steven. Once again, thank you, audience, for tuning in, and we'll check back with the rest of the bunker or KPA desk.